Welcome to Curiousaholic. My name's Evan, and I'm here with Slim Shady.
Hello, beautiful people.
So before we get into today's topic, here's a quick rundown on how the podcast works. Each episode, one of us chooses a topic they're curious about and reveals it live to the other person in the hopes to spark a deep discussion and to further our knowledge of the world around us.
All right.
So, how are you doing today?
Good.
Small talk before each episode. It's
Always.
necessary at this point.
Kind of in a trance.
Yeah, it was like
A bit.
You were Slim Shady today.
I was Slim Shady for some reason.
Yeah.
My name is what?
Yeah, Chicka Slim Shady. So yeah, I told you that like today's topic is going to be a little wacky out there. That's
Yeah.
why I told you to prepare something a little out
mood.
there. Right? Yeah.
Kind of like, whoa,
Exactly.
what's going on?
Exactly. So how was your week?
How was my week? Okay. Thank God I have AC in this dreaded heat that we're having.
We're having a heat wave in Montreal. Usually it's minus 20 here, but now it's like we're in the 40s.
Plus 40.
Yeah, it's hot. Speaking of that, yesterday I was working out at home and I almost died in the heat. I was lifting weights and I almost blacked out on one of my exercises, so that wasn't too fun.
I'm telling you, get a fan, man.
Yeah, I need a fan.
Seriously.
I don't know what it was. Maybe I was just hungry.
Well, okay. Well, now we're getting into it.
Yeah, it's my segue.
Oh, okay.
Maybe I was hungry. Maybe I was dehydrated. I have no idea. But either way, yeah.
So do you want me to guess?
Yeah. How about you guess? It's regarding food and. Yeah.
Oh, okay, you're giving me a hint. Is it about veganism?
No.
No,
But it's
okay.
very close to that.
Oh, okay. Some fad diet?
Yeah, that's what it is.
Oh, okay. Just fad diets?
Dieting fads.
Oh, okay.
That's the topic.
Dieting fads. Okay.
Yeah. Because every single episode, me and Heiko have a discussion before the episode, and somehow he always brings up my topic, and it's hilarious.
Yeah, exactly. We were talking about veganism, and
Yeah.
you were giving me, looks, and I was like, okay.
you were saying I was being suspicious.
Very
Yeah.
turbo sus.
Yeah, that's one of our expressions. So yeah, we're gonna be talking about dieting fads.
Hell yeah.
So
Call for it.
do you know any dieting fads that come up to the top of your head?
Well, yeah, some of the ones I know. I mean, carnivore diet, paleo diet,
Okay.
keto diet.
So you're thinking more like mainstream. I'm talking about like through the 60s, 1960s, 1970s. I'm talking about those dieting
like the
fads.
crazy,
Yeah.
like really stupid. Oh, okay.
Like really out there.
Oh, okay, cool. Yeah, I want to learn.
Yeah.
I don't know all those diet fads.
Okay. So you're definitely gonna learn. So
Mm-hmm.
yeah, so my inspiration for this episode today was kind of like what you just said. Everyone always argues about what the best possible diet model is. Everyone's saying be vegan, be on the carnivore diet, do some intermittent fasting, go on the keto diet.
Yeah.
No one has a concise answer as to what our diet model should be like as human
Because
beings.
there isn't.
Exactly. It's dependent on the person, right?
Yes.
Whatever makes you feel good.
Yeah.
And it's such an inexact science, to say the least. And like, we don't know anything about it. And it's just funny how so many freaking people fight over this stuff all the time.
It's insane. Yeah, it's so divisive. So like a lot of misinformation and a lot of, things thrown out online saying this is how you're supposed to eat. No, this is what you need to eat. No, you need to cut out this. No, you need to add this. It's just, how can you navigate all that?
Yeah, exactly. There's so much like information to sort through and figure out what's best for which person, which body type, which human being. Anyways, so yeah, that was my inspiration. I wanna settle the debate right now.
Oh,
Which is the best diet model possible by looking at these dieting fads?
okay.
No, just kidding. We're not
Oh,
gonna settle on the best model. I'm just joking around. And
Maybe at the end.
Yeah, we'll come
Kind of
to
give
like
our thoughts.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
But yeah, by looking at some of those dieting fads from the past, first of all, we're gonna have a good laugh because some of them are absolutely ridiculous.
I can't wait.
And Yeah. So another reason why I wanted to talk about this is I've personally experienced with my diet a little bit. You know, I've done intermittent fasting. Now I'm kind of doing like a mix of just a regular 3 meal per day diet with fasting. Like it depends the day, like how I feel. But before I was doing like strict like 16-8 type meals and all that, and then I kind of got over that. I'm experimenting with some, you know, natural supplements and whatnot, but that's an aside.
Okay.
So that's kind of what triggered me to talk about it.
That's cool, man. Yeah, I'm really interested. I mean, I watch a lot of videos about dieting. You know, our favorite doctor, nutritionist,
our doctor.
Greg, you said,
Yeah,
he has a lot to say. But yeah, no, let's do this.
Let's do it.
Yeah,
all right,
exactly.
So we're gonna start way back in the 1950s. Okay, we're not gonna go before that, and we're also not gonna go through every single decade until now. I think we're gonna go through the 1950s, the 60s, the 70s, then I think we jump to the 80s and then the 2000s kind of thing. I think we skip one or two.
Okay.
We'll get into it, but yeah. So we're doing a couple decades on like some of the popular fads during those times, and yeah, you're gonna see there's some of them are interesting. All right, so the first one,
ridiculous,
yeah. So the first one I mentioned is the 1950s. So let's go through the fads, comment about them, and discuss like what we think about it, because it's pretty wacky and crazy,
pretty out there.
So yeah, the first one is in the 1950s. Yeah.
Okay.
So the first dieting fad we're gonna look at is called the cabbage soup diet. Okay.
Okay.
So essentially, a lot of these dieting fads, I've noticed like a common theme. The main goal is to lose as much weight as possible in the shortest amount of time.
Isn't it always like that?
Yeah, but like these ones, for some reason, it's not like sustainable long term whatsoever.
Okay.
The goal is to like, you're basically like on a crash diet for like maybe 7 to 10 days, and you know you're gonna change your life within those like 7 to 10 days kind of thing.
Oh yeah,
you know. So
which is the worst way.
Yeah, it's terrible. It's not sustainable. But anyways, so the first one is the cabbage soup diet, and this became really popular in the 50s, but a lot of people think this actually originated during World War I.
Okay. Cause yeah, this kind of sounds like a war type of diet where it's like, yeah, the only thing you can make is a cabbage soup.
Exactly.
That's what it sounds like.
That's what it sounds like. And honestly, it kind of makes sense, right? Like if you're in war times, you don't have like that many resources to make proper meals and
with protein, vegetables, carbs. You just need something fast, quick, easy.
Exactly. So basically, so the main purpose of this diet was, like I said, it's used in the short term. It's a weight loss tool that basically is used to overcome like a binge eating phase. So let's say you were binge eating over the holidays or something, and you gained all kinds of weight.
Okay.
People will use this diet, the cabbage soup diet, like for 7 days to like cleanse their body and to lose like absurd amounts of weights in those few days.
I could imagine.
Yeah. And this was like notoriously used by like stay-at-home moms, I guess, because a lot of, like, without being sexist or anything by any means, like a lot of women back in the day, like they would stay at home when the man would go to work, and you know,
that was just the reality.
Yeah, that's what it was.
That's
right?
what it was. Yeah.
So maybe it could be that some of the women fell off in their diet during those times. They weren't very active since they're always at home, and then they would be tempted to use this kind of diet and lose all kinds of weight with it.
Okay. So the women mostly used it then.
Yeah. It was very popular
amongst the women
back in the day. So
that's funny.
Yeah. So yeah, like I said, it's like it was a quick fix for women, and well, not just for women, for men too, if they wanted to be on it. And this diet is actually used by some crazy people today, apparently.
Wait, so some people revert to this diet.
Yeah. Some people still revert to this.
I still can't understand how people can't see, you know, why this would help lose you weight. Because, yeah, I guess it would in the short term. But what is it that makes you lose weight? It's because you eat, like, barely any calories with friggin' cabbage soup.
Exactly. And
I guess it fills you.
Right.
Sort of, yeah.
Yeah. So, and since, these basically crash diets, they're so low in calories, they would think it was like a miracle tool. Oh, it's the cabbage.
Yeah, it's the yeah.
There must be something magical about this cabbage.
No.
No, it's just you're eating way less calories and you're not meeting those energy requirements,
Exactly.
That's why you're losing weight. It's as simple as that. But people really believe this. And you know what? Like, some people even today are so uneducated about what dieting is and, nutrition, that they might still revert to a diet like this one.
Yeah, I know. There are still people who do extreme forms of dieting.
Right,
Just to
exactly.
lose, 10, 20 pounds in like a few weeks.
Exactly. So just to make this even better, let's look at what typical meal recipe.
You even printed out the recipe here.
This is the recipe of the cabbage soup that saved lives, okay?
What kind of recipe would it be?
You're about to be shocked.
Wow.
So this is the recipe for the cabbage soup. Okay. I'm sorry to anyone that likes cabbage soup out there, but this is pretty funny to me. This is the magical diet, okay? 6 large green onions, two green peppers. Yes, 6 large onions.
Yeah, let's just pause there. Like, what?
Hey, there might be something in the onions too. You never know.
Does this taste good?
I don't know. We'd have to ask someone, but I'm not sure how this would taste any good.
You know what would have been hilarious if you would have like somehow prepared all these recipes.
Oh my god, this would have been hilarious.
For the podcast.
Man, I should have thought of that. That would have been so funny.
Tried it live during the podcast. That would have added an extra, element. But yeah,
that would have been funny. 2 green peppers, one or 2 cans of diced tomatoes,
Ew.
1 bunch of celery, 1 envelope of dry onion soup mix, 1 or 2 bouillon cubes. So
the chicken,
like the chicken,
broth.
but apparently this was specifically vegetable flavor. So I guess they're
okay. So this is vegan friendly, people.
Okay. Let me ask this question right now.
What?
So the main ingredient for cabbage soup is obviously cabbage, but there's only 1 large head of cabbage.
Yeah.
In comparison to 6 onions.
more like an onion soup.
This is onion soup.
But that's what I was saying. Like, what? I mean, cabbage soup is just supposed to be cabbage, I guess, with some seasonings. But there's so much other stuff: celery, tomatoes.
Yeah,
tomatoes, onions. It's like, I don't know. It sounds bizarre.
Interesting. Yeah, and optionally, 1 to 8 ounces of V8 juice.
V8 juice.
Yeah.
Wait, they had that in the 50s?
Yeah, apparently.
Isn't that just tomato juice?
Yeah, and they're already using tomatoes in here.
Just adding more tomato.
Anyway, so that's the recipe. In case you wanted to make this soup for your next fat loss journey, please use this recipe.
I will, refer to your episode outline here.
Yeah. All right. So that's the diet. What are your thoughts on the cabbage soup diet?
Would you like some cabbage with your onion soup?
Exactly. It's like, when they say like, would you want your pasta with the cheese you put on
yeah,
it?
exactly. It's like, which one is the main ingredient here?
Exactly.
I don't know. I mean, from the sounds of it, I don't know. It doesn't sound very appealing, to be honest. I might be wrong. I don't know. It could taste good, but
yeah.
Yeah.
And so just imagine, like, think about it. This is what you're eating for 7 days. It's like you're eating this like lunch, supper. I don't know if they eat breakfast, maybe not.
Okay, so this is the sole meal.
This is the meal.
Like all day,
every day, cabbage soup.
Oh my god.
To lose weight.
So they really thought that this is the magic.
That was the tool.
Food.
Oh yeah. So obviously the reason why this diet works for fat loss is because you're cutting out so many damn calories.
Well, yeah, exactly.
Right?
That's what it comes down to.
That's what it comes down to.
No matter what you eat, it's
the
energy you intake.
Exactly. So what is there more to say on this? It's just like, I get that maybe since in the 50s, people were so uneducated about dieting and nutrition that they maybe didn't realize that it's because they're cutting out so much of the actual calories that they're losing weight.
I think it took decades until people could be like, okay, it's not the cabbage itself, or more like the onions. It's, the amount of food we're eating that's making us lose weight.
Yeah.
Well, wait a minute. Okay, you said this was based on what food soldiers ate during World War One. This sounds like a way fancier version of what the soldiers might have ate. I don't think the soldiers had onions and peppers and celeries to have in
Yeah,
their
you might be
soup.
right. I mean,
Maybe I'm wrong. I don't know, but I
I
mean,
don't
during war times,
but I think during war times could be wrong. But I think there might have been like someone that was designated to like actually cook meals and stuff. I don't think it's
Okay.
just the soldiers that would, have to cook for themselves. They're probably busy doing
no,
other things.
yeah, the cooks would do it, I guess.
Yeah.
But okay, I mean, but maybe yeah, those were like the easily accessible ingredients. Maybe they had a lot of
Exactly.
it, and
Yeah.
like we're gonna make this.
Yeah, so but they're not really sure where the diet fad originated,
Hmm.
but they think that it's probably from the First World War,
Okay,
which
okay.
it makes sense, right? If
Yeah,
you
it
think
does.
about it,
Because it sounds like a war type of food,
exactly,
where you're rationing and you have
Yeah.
very little.
exactly. All right, so that was for the 1950s. I hope you enjoyed that one.
That was pretty funny, yeah.
The next one is this is my favorite one by far. Yeah, you ready?
In the 60s now.
Yeah, exactly. I'm gonna go see Elvis on the
Is
next
this going to
one.
be the hippie diet?
All right, the next one, okay, is called the Metrecal steak. I hope I'm pronouncing that right. Either way, this name doesn't deserve any recognition, so it's okay if I butchered it. So-
Metrecal steak, okay.
Let me get into this one. So this fad originated in the 60s, like because we're looking at the 1960 decade, right? From a company and a manufacturer called Mead Johnson. They're a manufacturer for like infant formula, like when you feed children.
Yeah.
So they were originally like invested into making the baby formula and stuff, and then they branched out to making like a dieting tool for people
Okay.
in the 60s. So this one is pretty interesting because what the diet consists of, and again the main function of the diet is to lose as much weight as possible within the shortest amount of time, just like the other diet. But this one, what it is that the people that created the diet model just said to the people that are consuming it to only drink 4 of their protein shakes every single day and basically omit anything else from the diet. Or they probably could eat little things here and there, but
Yeah, let that be the main.
let that be the main source of like calories
Yeah,
for
of
the day.
course, so they could sell it.
Exactly. So that was the diet. 4 protein shakes every day. Okay. Each protein shake had 220 calories, 225 calories. Okay.
That's very little.
Right. So if you do the math, 225 times 4 is 900 calories every day. So that's freaking low.
Very low.
Yeah.
Extremely.
Even for a woman or a man, like
Anybody.
anybody.
Yeah.
Maybe even children, I would say. Like it's borderline for
Yeah.
like children.
A
So-
newborn.
Yeah, exactly. So it's freaking low. And that's what the diet was. Just 4 protein shakes every day. You're going to lose weight. Don't worry about it. And I tried for the life of me to find the nutritional label,
Oh,
like
okay.
with the macros
Yeah.
and the macronutrients and all that and the micronutrients. I couldn't find it. I was looking everywhere. I really wish I could have found what there was in there.
Like the ingredients.
Yeah,
used?
the ingredients.
Okay, why is it called a Metrecal steak?
Okay. So metri, okay, is like metric system.
Okay.
Cal is calorie. That's where the name originated from. Apparently they found it clever and that's what they used.
Sounds dumb.
It's pretty dumb.
Yeah.
But steak, you're gonna see why it's steak in my next slide. Okay.
Is
There-
it like blended steak?
No. What they're saying is the Metrecal is basically your meal. Okay. So for it to go with the logo that they're presenting, they
Okay.
called it that. Just give me one
Okay.
second. You're gonna see why they called it that.
Yeah, okay.
So this was one of the largest dieting fads of all time, apparently. Like it was huge in the 60s. Like so many people were caught up on this. And yeah. And apparently the FDA reported 17 people that actually died from it.
Wow, okay, so it was dangerous.
Yeah, definitely. It's super dangerous because some people actually like, when you get caught up with a brand, you get tied into it and all the lies they spread, right?
Yeah.
At one point they're like, "Oh, I just need to drink Metrecal all day and I'll be healthy as a lion," right? So they probably didn't just do it short term, they probably took it to an extreme and did it long term.
For a long term.
Yeah.
Which is bad, yeah.
And then they ended up passing away because of it.
Yeah, because I'm like wondering what they would include in that protein shake. What sort of nutrients would there be? If you would take that for long term, you would, I guess, lack a lot of nutrients.
Exactly. You can't even today, right? Let's say you have protein powder at your house.
Yeah.
You cannot live on simply just drinking your protein shake. You're gonna die.
Okay, so this was just protein?
That's the thing. I tried to find the ingredients. I couldn't find it anywhere. I really wish I could have, because that would have given us a better indicator of what there was and what people are lacking. But
I guess assuming, I think it was mainly protein, maybe some carbs or whatever other stuff was sort of in it. But
and plus, even back then, they were probably not even as proficient at making protein powder, so it could have been mixed with a bunch of
crap
chemicals and contaminated shit.
Yeah.
So I'm sure it wasn't.
It was a pure protein.
It wasn't the best product. That's for sure. If you compare protein powders today compared to back in the '60s, I guarantee this is probably some nasty shit.
So it could have maybe helped you, in a week or two to lose weight, because you're eating or drinking 900 calories, but
exactly. So the reason why it's called Metrecal steak, it's just because I think they wanted it to match the logo they were going with. So this is what their logo looks like. Look on the right. It's like the protein shake inside a plate, and they have a fork and knife.
To cut it?
Yeah.
Okay, it just looks like a pink slime on a plate.
Yeah.
And yeah.
Yeah, so what the sample is a day for those bad boys.
Okay. For those bad boys. Okay, so it's like a can.
It's a can, 225 calories for those bad boys, and that's your day.
Metrecal steak. How would someone look at the image of that plate with the pink liquid thing and find that appealing, or find that, wow, that looks like something I can consume?
Oh, it's disgusting.
So it's like a fork and a knife cutting into liquid, basically.
Yeah, that's their shtick, I guess. Metrecal steak. You don't need steak. You just need the Metrecal, and you're done, right?
Yeah. I don't know. I've never heard of this. It was that popular.
You know what? I when I was reading about it, it didn't really ring a bell. And then I saw the can. I was like, I've seen this I've seen this 100% sure somewhere. Maybe it was from a documentary I've seen, or I can't remember.
I don't know why Metrecal sounds like a city name. Metrecal, like Montreal,
the metropolis of Metrecal.
Yeah, I don't know. It sounds like some city or town or
Yeah, the town of no return apparently. So yeah.
Wow.
What are your thoughts on this one?
I think I'll stick with the cabbage soup.
Okay, so far the cabbage soup is winning.
Yeah. You know what? I think we should do that. See which one we would stick with, if we had a choice.
Yeah, but that's kind of how I'm going about this. At the end, we're gonna make a concise decision.
Try to rank them.
Let's rank them and
let's
see which one we'd like more.
Oh, definitely. Okay, yeah. I find this very not appealing at all. If I was,
from
those times, I would go with the cabbage soup.
Yeah, definitely cabbage soup. At least it's natural ingredients.
Yeah, just normal food that's maybe a bit questionable the way it's done.
Yeah,
with the ingredients.
Hey, it can be worse than this.
No, exactly. This pink liquid. How do they even achieve that?
Yeah, and afterwards, after I came up with this topic, I was even questioning myself. I wonder if Metrecal is still legal. Is this a legal product? Is this still approved by the FDA?
Are you still selling this?
I'm not sure. I couldn't find that either. I couldn't find that information. But if I do find it, I'm gonna post it maybe afterwards in the description or something.
Okay. Be interesting to know.
Be interesting to know, considering that actual people died from it. I mean, how could it still be approved?
I think maybe they would have been, shut down or.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's probably why you don't see this crap anymore.
I don't think so. Yeah, you don't even hear any other sort of brands or companies selling cans.
Yeah.
To lose weight.
Exactly, and it's not uncommon for a brand to be existent for more than 40-50 years. Think about Heinz ketchup or these big brands. They've been around forever and they're still on our shelves today, right?
Yeah.
Whereas Metrecal, you don't see this shit anymore.
Yeah, I've never heard of it. I don't see it anymore. So
yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if that's just gone off the market entirely. Yeah. So yeah, that was Metrecal. That was when I was reading about this, I was in disbelief.
This is pretty bad. Yeah,
it's pretty bad.
Very.
It kind of reminds me of like something you would see like in a movie, like an evil plot or something. Like it just kind of sounds like that, you know?
Like we're gonna distribute this to the population, and everyone's
Yeah.
gonna.
It's kind of scary. And just that logo, man. Just look at that
I don't know,
abomination. It's so weird. It's like, what the heck are you guys
It's
thinking?
disgusting. I don't know who came up with that. Really.
Oh man. Anyways,
Anyways,
so that was the 60s and their Metrecal ordeal here.
hopefully the 70s has something better.
Yeah, so let's move on. All right, to the 70s. Now this one I think you may have heard of.
Grapefruit diet?
Yeah.
Sounds kind of familiar, but again,
Yeah.
not really
I
sure.
heard about this one.
Yeah.
Yeah. So in the 70s, again, people aren't entirely sure when this fad became like originated officially, but some are speculating maybe in the 30s. People started using grapefruit as like more and more, but in the 70s it definitely became popular. And so let me get into what the grapefruit diet is. It's honestly pretty similar to the cabbage diet.
Okay.
Because again, it has the main freaking purpose. The purpose is to lose as much weight as possible in the shortest amount of time. That's always the main goal. And so let's get into it a little bit. So essentially, the grapefruit diet it's used like on a cyclical basis. So it kind of like you do it for 10 days, then you kind of go back to your regular diet, then you go back to it for another 10 days. Because I read that apparently they don't recommend consuming too much grapefruit. It's good to keep it to like a
Really?
a really like not a minimal amount, but a good amount for you to have the best benefits and not to like almost like overdose on your grapefruit.
Really? Why? What does it do?
What does it do? Well, apparently it detoxes the body.
Oh yeah.
Don't quote us on this. This is complete. You know, I'm being a little bit
Always hear
sarcastic
that
here.
detox.
Yeah, it's always about detox.
Detox, yeah. It's
Right?
like your body can detox on its own. Jesus, like just eat normal.
Yeah. Anyway, so yeah, the point is lose as much weight as possible and to simultaneously detox the body of all its like contaminants and
Okay.
So yeah, that's the point. And yeah,
So exclusively grapefruit.
no. I'm gonna get into more of the specifics later.
Okay.
But grapefruit is basically like an integral part of the main meal. Okay, so at least this diet model doesn't
Okay.
just exclusively resort to grapefruit. It has like other components to it. So it has the grapefruit. It's always there in every
Okay,
meal.
it's like this important
Yeah.
part of your meal.
It's an important part of your meal.
It's like, let me eat my cabbage soup. Let me take a chunk
Oh
of
my god, it's so weird. And no offense to anyone that actually follows this. We're just, we're laughing about this obviously, and we just find it funny kind of. So no offense, guys.
Okay. So why? Because grapefruit is going to attack your fat cells and your fat storage?
Yeah, so that's the thing. They think that grapefruit acts as a catalyst to fat loss and also a catalyst to detoxification of the body.
Oh, wow. Okay. So again, they're attributing weight loss to like one single food
Yeah.
instead of, calories in, calories out.
Yeah. Calories in, calories in, calories out is,
But I'm
the-
skeptical of how this would help. Did people lose weight on this diet?
definitely. Because these diets are extremely low in calories again.
Yeah, but the grapefruit diet, you can eat it with your other meals. So how could you assure yourself that your other meals aren't going over your calories?
No, here's the thing. They have a set amount of food that they eat. Like they give you like portions. So they tell you this many eggs, this many of this, and it turns out to be very low in calories either way.
Okay. So this isn't just eat grapefruit with anything
No.
you're eating during the day. Okay, so there's like a meal plan.
Yeah, it's like a meal plan. And so there's actually different variations of the grapefruit diet. There's like the high protein version, then there's the very low calorie version, then there are like a couple others I can't really think of. But yeah, so let's just look at the diet, and specifically the one that's really low in calories, because it'll give us a good like means of
Okay.
comparison with the other ones. So here's a typical day on the very low calorie grapefruit diet plan. Okay.
Okay, so it is a diet plan with like all sorts of other foods, but
Yes.
grapefruit is always there.
Yeah, always
on
there.
the side.
On the side, it's there. Okay, so the very low calorie grapefruit diet plan goes like this. So for breakfast, okay, you're gonna have half a grapefruit. See, notice how it's not a full grapefruit, it's half, because having too much grapefruit is not good for you apparently. Okay, so half a grapefruit. Okay, 2 slices of bacon. Notice how like they're really specific on how many. 2 slices of bacon, 2 boiled eggs, black coffee, no sugar, or unsweetened tea. I'm thinking maybe they threw in the black coffee in there because, like, apparently, you know, it helps fat loss as well.
I guess, yeah.
Maybe they threw that in there. So that's the breakfast. So for lunch, another half a grapefruit in there, a cup of salad with low-calorie dressing, plus 8 ounces of lean chicken or watered packed tuna fish, plus black coffee, no sugar or unsweetened tea. Notice how there's black coffee again.
Okay. So it's a grapefruit coffee diet.
Yeah. For dinner, half a grapefruit, as much salad with as much salad as like needed.
Really?
With low calorie dressing as desired, plus 8 ounces of lean chicken, lean beef or fish, plus the black coffee.
Again.
Or unsweetened tea. So
okay, yeah, so it's a pretty low-calorie diet with half a grapefruit at each meal.
Yeah, so that's the diet. But it turns out to be super low calories. Like if you just equate how much that is, right? Like it's nothing.
I mean, that's like I don't know how much that would be, around maybe
1,200 maybe.
200, yeah.
Which honestly, I would choose this diet model out of all of them.
Yeah, right now I think if we made a choice, I think maybe this one. I'm not a huge fan of grapefruit.
I was going to say that. I don't even like grapefruit.
I really don't. It's kind of soury and yeah.
Apparently, if you put salt on it, it actually kind of
really
helps it. Yeah.
I think my mom would love this diet. She friggin' loves grapefruit.
But honestly, grapefruit is good for you. I mean, there's nothing wrong with it. It's just it's counterintuitive to think that it's the grapefruit that's making you lose weight. You know?
Yeah, that's the thing. I think because still, even in the 70s here, people still didn't come to the understanding that it's not what you eat, it's how much of it.
Yeah, how much you eat, exactly.
You know.
And actually, it's funny that you mentioned that, because when we're gonna get into the later dieting fads, because I think there's only one more after.
Okay.
They kind of realize that it's not really what you eat, it's how much you eat of it.
Yeah.
And that dieting fad brings that to the extreme.
Oh damn! Can't wait. Maybe I've heard of it. I haven't heard of these like older ones. This is really new to me.
Good.
So maybe if we're getting closer to the 2000s, maybe.
I think the next one you may have heard of it.
Like I know the low fat diet, you know, that was like early 2000s.
Yeah. Obviously there's so many and we're not going to cover all of them because, you know, it gets redundant at some point.
Yeah.
And also just to get back to this one, for the grapefruit diet, there were no snacks allowed, and only seasonings permitted for meat were from herbs. No soy sauce allowed, no mustard, no catsup. I love how they say that.
Catsup?
It's like ketchup. Yeah, that's
what they called it?
Apparently.
Okay.
Or other condiments are not allowed. So
yeah, basically
super restrictive, but still the best option that we've looked at so far.
Yeah, because it is a bit more varied than the pink goop and onion soup with cabbage.
I think we should put the grapefruit. Let's make a mix of all these diets. So have a nice grapefruit, throw some Metrecal on it, and then dip it in cabbage soup.
That's disgusting, man. Oh,
sounds great, no?
Very. Sounds grape.
Oh my god.
Grapefruit.
All right, so that was the grapefruit diet, and we're just gonna look at one more. Like I said, we're not gonna go through all the freaking decades. We're also gonna be here till tomorrow, but yeah, let's just look at one more, I believe. Okay, so in the early 2000s,
the Subway diet.
Yeah, this is the one that I was kind of alluding to earlier.
Okay. Yeah, this I've heard. There's a little bit of controversy around it as well.
It's interesting for sure. So actually, the way this came about was this college student called Jared Fogle. I don't know if I'm pronouncing his name right, but probably
Fogle.
Fogle. Anyways, He's the one that popularized the diet in 2004. So what happened was in the late 90s, he was super overweight. Like he weighed more than 400 pounds, I believe. And what happened was he claimed to have lost 245 pounds in a single year by eating Subway exclusively.
Yeah.
That's how the diet started.
I heard, yeah, it was like on the news and all that.
Yeah. I had heard of this too. And okay, so now we're kind of shifting towards it's not what you eat, it's how much of it you eat, right?
Okay.
Because if you're looking at it, right, he's eating Subway, he doesn't really care what he's putting in his body. He knows that if he eats less of it,
Just only one sandwich.
yeah. Well, it's weird because some sources say that he ate one, and some others say that he would eat multiple times per day. Maybe it would depend.
Okay.
Either way, so this guy thought that apparently Subway was going to save his life, and he lost all this weight because of Subway. But obviously, we know it's a calorie deficit that creates fat loss. And apparently, he would eat more than 10,000 calories every single day. Okay, when he was really fat,
Yeah.
and then he cut down to with the Subway diet to 1,000 calories. So he essentially he was consuming 10 times fewer calories, and he was like, oh, Subway's magical, and he was wondering why he was losing weight, right?
Magic, sandwich.
Yeah, it's the magic sandwich.
Yeah. But this was all marketing. This was really a big part of, Subway's promotional,
Yeah,
tactics.
exactly.
Look at this man. He ate our food and he lost weight. Didn't he die after?
Probably. I'm not sure.
You're not sure?
No.
I think I heard that he passed.
Probably passed away. I wouldn't be surprised.
Yeah, I think so. And I think there was, or no, didn't he? No, he had some allegations
Oh, okay.
of like pedophilia or something like that.
Oh, wasn't that okay? That's not good.
If I'm remembering well and if I'm sure about this, I think he was accused of something with children or something effed up, and
Crap.
Subway, dropped him, I think. Or I don't know if he died afterwards or not. I'm not sure, but yeah, I think he had like a lawsuit and all that. Yeah.
Okay. Well, I didn't know that, but that's pretty messed up. And so I didn't really look into who this guy was, to be honest. I just more looked at the fad itself, like the dieting fad.
Yeah.
So what he did was, he shifted his calories to 1,000 per day, and this is what a typical day would look like for him. So sample diet for the Subway diet was breakfast of coffee, so it was essentially just kind of like fasting, I guess, in the morning, which is black coffee. And then come around lunchtime, he would have a Subway 6-inch turkey sub, a diet soda, a small bag of baked potato chips or pretzels. So that was his lunch.
Yeah.
If you could estimate that, maybe, who knows, 600 calories, maybe a little bit less.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, that's a good estimation.
Yeah. And then for dinner, he would have a Subway foot-long veggie delight sandwich, a diet soda, a small bag of potato chips or pretzels. See, I don't really understand how this adds up too much. Like, if I do the math, this sounds like it'd be more than 1,000 calories, but because a foot long is already like 700-ish calories.
Yeah, exactly. Plus diet soda, okay, I guess 0, and then some chips.
Yeah, it's maybe, give or take 1,000.
Yeah, I guess more like 1,002, 1,003.
Yeah. He probably just rounded it to like, I was eating 1,000 calories per day.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Okay, but it wasn't one sandwich. Seems like it's 1.5.
Yeah, that's the thing. Like, I don't really. It's weird. Like some people see he was eating
between 1 and 2 sandwich, I guess.
Yeah. Maybe if he was hungry one day, he'd have more. Like, who knows?
Yeah.
Plus, all this shit, like you said, is all marketing, right?
Exactly. It's not about did he eat 1 sandwich or did he eat 2 sandwiches? No, it's just he ate Subway and he lost weight. That's their whole messaging.
Yeah. So clearly, there was something wrong about this diet. Like you said, it was like a marketing tactic for sure. And they used this as leverage. Like, oh, look how healthy this person became by eating our food. And then they milked the crap out of it,
No, yeah, they did, yeah. I mean, I didn't hear this during those times because, I was a freaking child. But,
yeah, we were young.
In my late teenage years, I sort of heard about this story. And I was like, wow, okay.
Yeah.
actually did this.
Well, it's funny because, like you said, we're only like 25, 24, so
Yeah.
like we don't know any
We're
of these
pretty
fads. We're still pretty young compared to like obviously like those dieting fads were from the 50s or the 60s. So it's
Exactly.
all new to me too.
So
Yeah. So
very, very funny one, and obviously, again, it's not gonna work. I mean, well, it is. Yeah, it is, but it's not because of the Subway.
yeah, exactly. It's not the Subway. It's like that movie Super Size Me. You know, like
yeah,
well, the experiment wasn't to lose weight, but like, there's always that fad, like, oh, maybe if I eat McDonald's all day, but if I keep my calories really low, I'll lose weight. Yeah, obviously, you could, but is it healthy to do that? No, it's
no,
not.
exactly.
Right?
You need to strike a balance between keeping your health and being able to lose weight. It's not like, let me eat any crap, any sort of way. Let me drink this Metrecal slimy pink fluid.
Exactly.
And yeah.
Yeah, so that was the Subway diet. I have no idea if anyone else followed this, but I hope not. And yeah, that's about it for the diet fads. So let's come to a conclusion here. Which one of these was the healthiest option?
I already see your choices. Yeah, I'm agreeing with your choices there. The grapefruit, I would say, is the most kind of, balanced out of all these.
Yeah.
And the least kind of restrictive in the types of foods you're eating. And
The worst choice, definitely the Metrecal.
because I don't know what the hell is in there.
Yeah, I have no idea.
That's the thing. Why would I trust, some corporation trying to make me drink some pink fluid?
Some goo, like you said earlier.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, it's fine. Like calories in, calories out works, right? We know that. But it's also important to be mindful of what the hell you're throwing into your body.
Yeah.
You could lose weight by eating McDonald's 24 hours a day. We know that because if you eat less than what your maintenance calories are, you're going to lose weight. But it's important to be like I said, mindful about what you're throwing in there. That's why I'm not going to throw in Metrecal and be like, oh, I'm healthy because I'm eating at a calorie deficit, right?
Exactly, yeah. And just because you lost weight doesn't mean you're automatically healthy. Being lean, someone can be unhealthy, lean, or be fat and unhealthy.
Right, yeah.
So health isn't just, oh, look at my abs and look how lean I am. It's about how do you feel, right? How does your
Exactly.
body function? How do you sleep? How do you, what's your energy level? It's all of that. So.
Yeah, like how can your energy be good if you're drinking Metrecal all day? Like it's
Exactly.
ridiculous.
You have no control over what you're intaking,
Yeah.
what nutrients you're getting.
You're
from
probably
it.
lacking all sorts of micronutrients that are essential,
Yeah.
all kinds of macronutrients. Like obviously you're not going to be healthy, right? It's not just calories that are important.
Yeah.
There's different aspects to consider. But it's funny because when I go for like a fat loss phase for myself, I'll focus mostly on the calories, but that's because I know that what I'm putting into my body isn't freaking like Metrecal,
Yeah.
like I know what I'm putting in is not crap. So either way, if I just focus on the calories, then I'll lose weight and I know I'm not in danger.
Because
Right.
you're eating whole foods, normal stuff made at home, and
Exactly.
yeah, exactly. But yeah, it's just a tragedy that the weight loss industry as a whole, they prey on people's desire at any cost to lose weight, and so they would feed you any sort of diet, any sort of restrictive diet plan, just so you can lose weight. But it's not that shouldn't be the only end goal. Losing weight is fine, it's great, but health, I think, is number one.
Number one. Yeah.
Yeah.
Agreed. So yeah, best choice grapefruit for me. Worst choice Metrecal steak guaranteed.
Okay, let's maybe rank.
Yeah.
Wait,
That's my next.
oh, that's your next? Oh, okay.
Well, kind of.
Kind of, sort
Is
of.
there okay? So yeah, let's rank them. So is there a best diet model out of the ones that we mentioned and overall afterwards? We'll give the best possible diet model.
Okay. So from these, which one would we recommend?
Yeah, and after we could also name another one
Okay.
that are not in this list.
So number one, I'd say the grapefruit one.
So number one being the healthiest.
Yeah, the healthiest. Yeah, grapefruit diet. The other one, kind of debating here. maybe the Subway.
I would agree.
Yeah, because I guess it kind of has,
Well,
meat and
exactly.
carbs and, yeah, it's a
More
sandwich.
balanced.
Yeah, it's a bit more balanced.
Whatever.
So, yeah, the grapefruit, the Subway, the Cabbage, and the Metrecal.
I have the same list as you. I can't change it more than that.
Okay.
Because like you said, I would rank Subway as number 2
Yeah.
because like it's more balanced than, the freaking cabbage soup.
Yeah. Sounds kind of, I don't know. I mean, maybe somebody else might say, no, I want the cabbage more than the Subway. Okay, more power to you.
Yeah, of course, because we're not vegan or we're not vegetarian, so we would rank the Subway above the cabbage. But a vegetarian would say, no, I would put the cabbage on top of the Subway.
So it would depend from your own personal dietary
Yeah.
restrictions.
Well, I would also rank Subway above the cabbage because I think the Subway diet is a little higher in calories, which is a big difference. So the fat loss would be slower to a certain degree.
And you would starve less.
Exactly.
Right?
So that's another argument for Subway to be number 2.
Why it's better, yeah. Okay, so I guess we agree on the
We got
ranking.
the same list.
Cool.
Yeah. So let's get back to this question. Is there a best diet model for like any person?
No, not for everyone.
No. Yeah.
Exactly. There's no one magic way of eating that is equally going to benefit everyone. You need to figure out your own way of eating, what foods you tolerate, what goes well with your body, what your body requires more. Maybe you need these nutrients more than that. And in general, what the best diet model is, if we can have an umbrella, it would be a balanced diet model.
It always comes back.
It's always that's what I think people should do. People should eat from every food group, from all sorts of different foods. And then maybe they could say, okay, I don't want to eat that much meat. I want to eat more plant-based foods. Okay, do that. But, you could still eat meat if you like it. Sure. If someone's like, no, I just want to go all plant, like a vegan, okay. If that works for you, that works for you. But we shouldn't demonize someone who, has a bit of chicken or something. Or
yeah, that's why I just find this debate ridiculous. Like, we don't even understand what the human body is meant to eat. Like, it's not conclusive in any regard. Obviously, there are a lot of studies out there saying you should eat plants or you should eat meat. Like, we're not sure, but even though there is research, I think we still need to be kind of like take it on a personal level and say like, okay, I read all these studies. Now it's my decision on what I'm going to stick to.
Yeah.
And essentially a diet model that works is one that you could stick to for the longest time while feeling healthy, strong, and, fit.
Exactly. A diet for life, not just 2 weeks to lose weight and then you're back at it to the junk you were eating,
Exactly. So obviously also another factor in deciding what diet model you should follow is it depends on your activity level, on your energy that you're expending, right?
Yeah.
Someone that's maybe more sedentary, maybe I don't know, maybe like a lower calorie diet might be suitable because they're not expending that much energy. Why would they need to fuel with so many calories?
Yeah,
right?
Maybe a lower carb because like carbs, they get transformed into sugar, and sugar is like the main kind of fuel for your energy expenditure.
They get converted to fat. You mean? Carbs get converted to fat. Yeah, because carbs are sugars.
Oh, okay, yeah. No, I meant carbs get converted to like simple sugars, like glucose. Yeah, exactly. If then it's not used, then it's converted to fat.
Right.
But I mean, someone's like, like doing a lot of cardio, they would eat a lot of, I guess carbs because, it gives the most energy instantly.
Right.
So yeah, energy expenditure would also dictate, I guess, the quantity more.
Yeah, true.
Maybe some types of food you eat.
Exactly.
But again, it's the balance of what you eat.
Yeah. If you notice, I didn't really get into like the modern day like diet fads, like you said earlier, like carnivore, veganism, because we hear about them all the freaking time, and it's kind of gets redundant. So I just wanted us to have kind of like a good laugh and look at those old ones. It's
a bit more obscure and not lesser known, I guess. Like I didn't know about those ones. So
oh man, they're hilarious. Exactly. I love them.
Yeah.
Anyways, I think that kind of wraps it all up. Any final thoughts?
Final thoughts. Yeah. again, I guess, yeah, it's just having a balanced diet to start with is a good starting point to eat all sorts of food and then choose what works best for you. Anything that is too restrictive, we should question it. Someone says, cut out this food completely or just eat this. You should be like, is this really right for me? Most of the time it's not. A lot of people aren't meant to just eat a single food or cut out some food groups entirely.
Yeah.
It's just very difficult.
Yeah, exactly. So for my part, I think it's similar, choose what's best for you before jumping into a new diet fad. Do your research, make sure the sources are legitimate and they're not just, BS like gurus on the internet proclaiming that they know everything about freaking dieting, because no one knows the real answer. And you could experiment with your diet, choose what works best for you, but in the end, like Heiko said, it's about balance. It's about choosing from those food groups and saying, oh, maybe I'm happier with lower carb versus and having higher fat and whatever. That's a decision you make when you start getting more experience with this type of thing.
Yeah exactly. You need to experiment. I think that's a good point, is to eat sort of intuitively and try out different foods and then see, okay, you know what, I kind of gravitate towards this, then okay, eat that. But always, make sure that you're covering your macronutrients and your micronutrient intake.
Yeah.
You might think you're okay, like, oh, I'm fine just eating meat all day, like the carnivore diet, let's say. But you might lack some stuff and you might not be aware of it because you're not eating greens or legumes or carbs, let's say. Yeah. So
get your blood work done. I know that's another good tip, I think.
Exactly.
I mean, I'm guilty and I should be doing that right now, but get your blood work done if you're worried about some of those like markers being off.
Well, like a personal story. I mean, about my 4 eggs a day.
Yeah, see, he experimented with that.
Yeah, exactly. For like 2 years almost, I ate 4 eggs a day, and I thought, okay, my cholesterol will be fine. But then I did my blood work, and it said, oh no, your bad cholesterol, the LDL, went up. And the doctor said, okay, maybe you should cut it to 2 eggs a day, and we'll see next year how that works. So, I'm adjusting. And I'm replacing the other 2 eggs with just egg white, so it kind of comes to the same. And
there you go.
Yeah.
So experiment. Like I said, I experimented with fasting. I liked it, but now like I use that a lot for while I was like cutting weight, and I found it less sustainable if I want to maintain my weight. I just found I was losing too much weight, so I kind of balanced it. Now I have like a small breakfast in the morning, just maybe a bit of oatmeal, and then I'll eat more as the day progresses. But it's up to you, like, to decide what you want. So
exactly, yeah. So I think we pretty much covered it, and
that's about it for today.
Balance is always the key, people.
Yes. All right. So that's about it for today. So you could check out our podcast on YouTube, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Stitcher, anywhere you want. Make sure to leave a comment, a like, and let us know what you've been curious about. And Heiko's going to play us out now. So.
Yep. Thank you guys for watching. See you guys next time.
See you guys next time. Ciao.